The Bob Lazar episode of this podcast is the most viewed episode that I've ever had on YouTube.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's got 66 million views right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, a guy who's just talking about how he used to work at S4, Area 51 Site 4, where he was back engineering UFOs.
Right.
And there's a new documentary that he just did called S4, where they use CGI and they made models of the craft and they made him, like they brought him, they used this technology that makes it look like he's a lot younger.
Yeah.
And they showed like what his experience was. They completely recreated it and it down to a T. And Jamie and I got a chance to watch it with him, with Bob and Luigi, the guy who made the film. And I mean, watching how emotional he gets when he's in the room, he's like, "This is it. This is this freaks me out. It like brings me back because we're talking about 1988, 1989 when all this was going on."
And he really, the last report I saw, somebody interviewed him at his house. I mean, he had like a mid-'80s Corvette or something. He hasn't cashed in on it like everybody else seems to do.
No, he hasn't made any money off of it, and he's still just a legitimate scientist. He runs United Nuclear Labs. He's, that's what he does, and he's a brilliant guy, and doesn't want the attention. It was very difficult to get him to come back in a second time. And he wanted to wait until this documentary was out and come in and talk again, but he got freaked out. He drank a lot of whiskey. He was like, he gets weirded out by it all. It's all like, to him, the whole experience was very surreal and strange. And
well, you got to figure he's the one that escaped from all of it and is still alive. And somehow he got out and was able to do it before they could silence him. They tried to discredit him, said he didn't work there, and then I think he produced check stubs even.
Well, not just that. They tried to pretend that he never worked at Los Alamos Labs, but he was on the employee roster. There was a lot of stuff going on where they tried to discredit him, but he went public because he was afraid they were going to kill him. Because the initial one, he gave a fake name and he was a silhouette and he told his story, but then his home got broken into, his car was getting broken into, he got shot at on the highway. It got real weird, and so he said, look, I've got to go public. Like, it might be the only way to protect myself, and he told the whole story, and he hasn't deviated from that story. Mm-hmm. And that's what's really kind of crazy, because it's been, 40-something years.